If you are thinking of purchasing the Creality K2 3D printer, I suggest you watch this video. I purchased this printer around 1 year ago from the early pre-sale. It arrived to me early December and I was very impressed by the build quality of the machine and the giant build volume and multi-filament capabilities of this printer. However, today we will be discussing all the pros and all the cons and problems I had with this printer. The main reason I purchased this printer was the large build volume of 350 by 350 millimeters, the automatic calibration, automatic belt tensioning system, the Creality CFS automatic filament system, as well as many other cool features that this printer has. So how well does it do? Here we've got an ABS part, it's perfect, no warping. Another large ABS part. You may notice a little bit of warping in one of the corners, but I think it's really up to the filament. This was a cheaper type, so you can see the heated chamber does an excellent job. It is necessary to print something like this big container to catch all the filament waste, otherwise you have a big mess. It works very well. You also have to make sure to keep the inside of the printer clean, as it too can accumulate a lot of filament waste. PLA plastic prints without any issues. If it is too hot, you may need to take off the top cover or open the door. PETG is very easy to print without any problems. It sticks very well and comes off rather easily. I recommend these Japanese scraper blades for removing the excess plastic which is stuck to the build plate. The higher temperature plastic such as ASA prints very well. As you can see, it's perfectly flat without any warping. You only need to make sure the heated chamber is on. If you do not use the heated chamber, you will notice the plastic starts to crack and warp. As for adhesion, it sticks very well to the PEI build plates. Up next is polycarbonate. As you can see, it also prints quite well, however I needed to use glue to make sure it adhered properly. Flexible filaments are a hassle, they will not work with the CFS, and they will not work with the external spool holder either. Officially, Creality recommends you remove the top glass cover and feed the filament through the top to reduce any strain as much as possible. So it's a hassle, but it can be done. It might be better to get a different machine for flexibles. As you can see, the automatic strain gauge leveling does a very good job. The first layer is basically perfect. Let's have a look at some other features of this 3D printer. Removing the back cover of the printer, we can have a look at the electronics. We have a switching power supply, the main motherboard of the 3D printer, our fans as well as chamber heater. Here are the automatic belt tensioners. As you can see, there is a motor as well as a sensor which correctly tensions the belts, so you do not need to do this manually. These are also servo motors, not steppers, so they are closed loop. Here is a list of all the major features as well as some specifications. Now let's talk about all the problems that we've had.
Huh? Oh, kurwa, I didn't think this is supposed to happen. But it looks like my door has just come off.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it.
Give me my refund and then remake my fries.
Yeah, boy.
And that is how you get a free door for your Creality K2 Plus. I am glad to inform that this was just the first problem.
I want problems, always!
here you can see the inside of the connector and how much glue is.
Alright, I've just put everything back together. Now there is no more error. Alright, so we got some flare action. As you can see, it's over 65 degrees.
Wow, I'm just trying to clear those nozzles and I hear this loud. Here is a piece of the fan blade. Looks like we can't just remove the fan because we have to take every single thing apart. Yeah, that still doesn't work. Right, so I just went and made a ticket to Creality, but I've actually thought of super gluing this fan back into place, as you can see. Okay, let's not celebrate too early, but I mean, that is a world of difference. Huh? What are you doing here? Get back in the fan. Why they didn't go with heated inserts and just normal screws, I don't know. They want to have more warranty claims, I think. See, it looks like it sticks and then just... Well, there's one problem. The hot end immediately slammed into this bin. And as you can see, this has caused a big bend. As you can see, this little spacer has actually deformed.
As you can see, there was quite a lot of problems, but this one was quite the worst. It turns out Creality used a lot of glue on the plug. When the printer was printing at high temperatures, the glue would melt. This would cause the pins not to contact each other, throwing this error. Creality did send 2 replacement parts, a new cable and controller board, which is found on the back of the extruder. The plug may be very hard to take off, so it's a good idea to preheat it with. I didn't want to wait 2 weeks for the cable to arrive, so I took the plug apart and got rid of the glue, and it worked.
The glue is only over here, and there is no glue anywhere else. And that's probably why the replacements work and the originals cause problems. So I've used some electrical tape to connect the new cable onto the old one, pull out the old cable, be able to have the new cable right here and out on the other side. After you remove the drag chain, you need to undo every single one of these latches just by prying it gently with a screwdriver.
Now, after putting it all back together, everything worked.
Alright, so it's been like this for over an hour, I think. It's very hot inside. We'll see how it looks now.
Was it worth getting this printer? I'd say yes, as I bought it for half price. Even then, this printer has quite a big build volume, so you can print quite a lot of big things. It can also print up to 16 colors, but I didn't bother, as I couldn't find anything interesting to print and there's already so much crap out there. And multicolor prints take forever to print and waste a lot of filament. How does it compare to other printers on the market? I can't say, as this is the only printer I have. Obviously more expensive printers are gonna be better, but yeah, judge for yourself. Anyway, so I'd say it's quite a good printer, but it is what it is.